Hey there, BZ people, and welcome back to the 5th episode in our Pokemon Yellow Randomizer Nuzlocke. If you missed last episode, we did get 2 additional members to our team. One of them, we got another Execute. That was the Magikarp and the Poke Center by Mount Moon. And at first I was thinking, it's so disappointing, but then I realized Execute can learn any move because of the way we have this randomizer set up. So I'm turning this second Execute into our HM slave. So he's going to have the cut, the flash, every move I don't want anyone else on my team to have because it's a wasted move slot. So that I just turned that negative to a positive. We did encounter an Alakazam to the route just south of Mount Moon. It teleported away, we could not catch it, but we did catch a Weezing in Mount Moon. So, I'm going to introduce the team, we'll get this episode started. I don't know if we'll be able to get through Mount Moon today or not. I'm going to do my best to, but let me show you our guys, if they'll come up. Okay, newest member of our team is Tumor, the Weezing. He has an attack stat of 34, defense of 41, speed 25, and special 33. It's pretty good. His defense is pretty high. I'm liking it. I did grind him up from level 8 to level 14. I went back and faced those couple of trainers that we missed along the way. I figured that we'd want to progress more than we'd want to spend time on there. So we're going to be moving forward today. He has Tackle, Smog, and Sludge. So that is our Weezing. Next member on our team, I'm sure you know him by now. It is Ma Grizzly the Kangaskhan. With a 41 attack, a 35 defense, 39 speed, and 22 special. He's a good attacker. He can take some hits. I rely on Ma Grizzly quite a bit. Has Comet Punch, Rage, and I did teach him Leech Seed in between episodes because, like I said last time, if I lock Kangaskhan into Rage, I want to give him some form of recovery so that if we are taking hits, he has a better chance of surviving. So that is our Kangaskhan. And the final member and our starter is Shinigami, which is still spelled wrong. The Ghastly, with 23 base attack, 21 defense, 39 speed, and 47 special. I am really hoping we can find some TMs that have special moves on them that we can teach to this Ghastly. Because right now he's got Lick, it's physical. Confuse Ray, it's just a very useful move. Nightshade, doesn't matter, it doesn't check defenses, it always does, well, right now 18 damage for every hit. But that is our team. We are going to go ahead and start exploring Mount Moon. And as we go in, I have a question of the day for you BZ people. This is a question that I like to ask a lot. I get asked a lot. Ooh, Drowsy, that's fun. Too bad we can't catch him, but I'm happy with Weezing. Except for the fact that he can't stay in, because he's got a weakness to Psychic. So, Ma Grizzly, why don't you show him what's what? If you could have any superpower, what would it be and why? I'm going to give you 2 answers because I always have what people call, my real answer is, oh, that's cheating, you can't do that. If I could have any superpower, it would be super intelligence. And my reason why is because you can have access to every other power that way. Most of these superheroes with superpowers, they came from some sort of science accident or technology. Oh, TM22, what do we get? TM22 is Bite. Alright, you know, that's a good move. It's normal type. I think the best person to give that to, since it is physical, would be either Tumor or Ma Grizzly. Ma Grizzly would get stabbed to go along with that Bite. I'm going to give it to Ma Grizzly. Yes, we're going to give that to Ma Grizzly. So Ma Grizzly has Bite. But, I mean, you look at Tony Stark, Iron Man. He's got his Iron Man suit, and he has how many different powers that he's put into that. Peter Parker, yes, he does have spider powers, but he invented his own web shooters. So that's a big part of who he is. You look at Bruce Banner, he got it because of gamma radiation. He was a scientist working with it. So I just feel like super intelligence. That's a that would be a major boon, and that's a major bite. Oh, Mob Grizzly is just a powerhouse. Oh, thank you, Mob Grizzly. So let's find out what this item is. We got a Moonstone. That could be useful depending on what we catch in the future. Suspicious men are in the cave. What about you? Am I a suspicious man? I'm not sure. Maybe I am. I am Bork. But, okay, Venusaur. I think we could stay in with Tumor. Let's do a tackle, see how much that does. And then we'll see how much a Sludge would do in comparison. I don't think this will do much. It doesn't. So let's go Sludge. Sludge does a bit more, because it's probably Stab. It's neutral on Venusaur, or didn't Gen 1 have some sort of glitch where it only counted your first typing? Oh, it's Poison, so it's not very effective. But Tumor grew to level 15! Oh, I am liking this team. What's this preschooler going to use? Glum Glum! Let's stay in with Tumor. He needs to catch up with everyone else, get some more levels. We'll drop another Sludge. And, so that is my answer for what superpower I would want. But since most people say it's cheating, you can't do that. You have to pick an actual power. I'm really torn on this one between having super speed and the ability to fly. I think that I would go with the ability to fly, to be perfectly honest with you. I have a lot of dreams where I can fly. That's a Tauros. That's a pretty scary Pokemon. Fortunately, we got a very defensive Tumor in. I think we can just sludge it up. It'll be fine. So yes, I think flying would be my superpower of choice if I couldn't have super intelligence as an answer. I mean, that's kind of like if you could have any wish from a genie, what would it be? And asking for more wishes. What? I'm waiting for my friends to find me here. So what would your favorite superpower be? I mean, if you can't think of them, you have elemental control, like fire, water, air. You have like psychic abilities, like telekinesis, or telekinetic? No, it's kinesis. I can never remember which is which. Telepathy, that's it. Telekinetic or telepathy. Mind control. Would you take flight, super speed, super strength? Would you be like the Green Lantern and just have a magic ring that lets you do whatever you want? Would you take the ability to stick to walls like Spider-Man? Or would you want to be like... who else is really cool in the superhero teams? Captain America, who your superpower is, I'm super patriotic, and since you can't beat America, you can't beat me. Which, for a long time, that's how I looked at Captain America. Then I saw the Captain America movie, and gosh darn it, I have a very tough time disliking him. It's not that I'm not patriotic, don't take it that way, it's just, I thought that Captain America, his whole thing is, I'm American, so you can't beat me. I feel that that's partially the case, but just seeing him, the way they portrayed him in the movie, you have to respect the man for his integrity, for his... He does what's right no matter what. He does the hard thing instead of the easy thing. Yes, he has enhanced strength and endurance. I think he has enhanced healing because all the cells are supercharged, at least according to the movie. Ooh, a normal type trainer. Wish we had fighting type moves. But, so yeah. So, who is your favorite superhero? Not superhero. Yeah, let's stick with superhero. What's your favorite superpower, and what's your favorite superhero? I have a top 3 from Marvel and DC. My favorite Marvel superhero is Spider-Man, with Iron Man being a close second, and Wolverine coming in 3rd place, and that's a dead Raticate. I hope that tail whip is worth it, because you just die from poison. So I love Spider-Man partially because if he wanted to, he'd be completely untouchable. If he turns his brain off and just lets his spider sense take over, he can predict everything coming and his body can adjust accordingly. Here's a guy who he does have enhanced strength, he does have enhanced agility, he does have the spider sense, but he doesn't just let that be his only weapon. He uses his brain quite a bit too. I mean, so many situations. Oh, we got an Ultra Ball. Oh, if we come across another Alakazam, we can maybe catch that thing. Yeah, preferably an Abra. And he's got that whole with great power comes great responsibility. He does everything he does for family quite a bit because he's still in the game as Spider-Man because his Uncle Ben, what he taught him. That's just the whole character behind Spider-Man, his abilities, the fact that most of the time he is outgunned by his enemies, and he's still able to come out ahead because the way he thinks, the way he acts, he doesn't just rely on his powers. And he has a lot of team-ups with some cool heroes. I know in some comics I've seen him and Tony Stark hang out. And then there's also his humor. He just sits there and he cracks jokes the whole time. And the reason why he does that is because he is so terrified that if he wasn't cracking jokes, he'd be cracking and just, what am I doing here? Why am I here? Why am I here? Let's send out my Grizzly. It's been a while since anyone but Toomer's got some screen time. I want to bite this pile of sludge because it just looks so yummy. Actually, I don't want to. I want Kangaskhan to do it for me. So, yum, yum, go eat that, my Grizzly. Look at that damage. Oh, what did you disable? I was thinking about leech seeding too. I think that's actually what I should have done. Leech seeded and then switched back into Toomer to get some healing for him. That nerd is a schoolgirl. I can see it. The face was a little less pointed, maybe a little more feminine. Let's see here. There's, I believe, there's an item down here. Yahtzee. A super repel. I think I could sell that, or I could use it to get through Mount Moon a little faster. But then we wouldn't see any more tumors. I think I'm going to spray the super repel. But because that is our goal, we want to get through Mount Moon as fast as possible. I think we're a pretty decent level already for what we're going to be going up against. So yeah, I'm going to spray that max repel. Not max, super. Which, I can't remember, did super repel not work in Gen 1? I don't know, there was a lot of interesting glitches in the first Gen games. Oh, item. We found another potion, which is pretty nice. Oh, I want to use one of those soon on Toomer. But let's see what type of a trainer we're up against here. No, I can hold it in. I don't have to cough. I'm not going to do it. I'm feeling better. I still get coughing fits occasionally, but I think I'm well on my way to recovery. Actually, I think Ghastly is our best bet against a rock type with Nightshade. So let's do that. So yeah, I was talking about the different superheroes I like. I'm also a big fan of Iron Man. Again, that whole super intelligence thing where Tony Stark is one of those guys that, like, I think Obadiah Stane says it perfectly in the first Iron Man movie. Tony Stark built this in a cave with a box of scraps. I mean, that's the type of thing where you have me outgunned right now, but you give me a chance to plan and prepare and to build something, I'm going to make something that'll take you out. I mean, I know there's a big difference between the comics and the movies where Jarvis was actually a person and not a robot. But I think I like Jarvis better in this role I haven't seen a ton of old Iron Man comics. I think I've seen a couple here or there, and that's really about it. But I definitely like the Tony Stark from the movies. I think he's a very, very fun character. Iron Man is one of my favorite movies of all time. I'm not exactly a huge fan of the way that he seemed like he had it all together at the end of the first movie, and then you come back to him in the second movie, and he's just as irresponsible and silly as he ever was. Personally, not a huge fan of that, but I still like the movie. I love the suitcase suit from the second episode, or the second movie, where, you know, he's just got that suitcase and I got an Iron Man suit that the suitcase turned into. I actually have a Iron Man comic where he has something extremely similar to that. He's got like this liquid metal alloy in a suitcase, and he's going to this thing to try and buy Extremis, which is that super drug from the third movie, which is very, very different in the comics from the movies. The comics, it's more like something that will let you reprogram your DNA, something along those lines. And so Tony uses that to let him talk with his suit and other technologies. It's all very confusing. I don't think they got into it super deep in the comic I was reading, but anyway, this suitcase full of liquid metal, just he opens it up and just comes on him, and he's got an Iron Man suit. I mean, he's come up with so many different ways. That's one thing I really love about all the Iron Man / Avenger movies. Pretty much every movie, Tony has a cooler way to put the suit on. And I'm always excited when there's going to be a movie with Iron Man, because I want to see how he's going to put the suit on next. So yeah, that's why I like Tony Stark. And lastly, Wolverine. He has a very, very interesting character. He's got the whole I don't care about the world attitude, but at the same time, he does everything he can, enduring extreme pain and emotional conflicts in some instances, to save it. He is 100% a hero. He's really flippin' old. I mean, if you watch the movies, he's over 100 years old. And his main power is, I can heal from anything you do. And then he's had enhancements done. He got a little work done on his bones. They're made out of metal. He's put a little weight on. He's got metal claws that pop out of his wrist now, which I don't really know the true origin of those, because in another TM, a Spider-Man cartoon that I saw as a kid, he didn't have claws at all. Those claws were like climbing things he used in a mission with Captain America. Decided he liked them and somehow got them put in. Thunder! I am going to teach this to Shinigami, because now we have something to hit on the special side, even if it is extremely inaccurate. It's something. So, we're pulling the big job here. Get lost, kid. But Wolverine, he can do very, very stupid things. He can jump out of a plane, even though it's going to break all of his bones. No, it's not. It can't break his bones. They're made out of adamantium. But it's going to hurt him a lot. I just realized I should switch into my... Tumor's fine. I do think I'm going to switch into Ma Grizzly here, because, Ma Grizzly's underleveled. Gotta get him in there. He's not caught up with everyone else. But, Wolverine, he abuses himself on purpose to put himself in a good position to take people out. I definitely think I made the right decision putting Bite on Ma Grizzly. It's a very, very powerful move. So, those are my top 3 Marvel characters of choice. I don't know if you'll agree with me, if you'll disagree with me. We have another Pokeball, but now I'm going to talk about DC. And I think I have kind of a 3-way tie for first when it comes to DC. Because my top 3 are Batman, The Flash, and Green Lantern. Not particularly in that order. Batman, because I don't know if you guys have watched a lot of the old Justice League cartoons or just anything Batman in particular. He has no powers. But that doesn't matter, because he's doing as much or more than everyone else on the team. He's his brain. He's got will, determination, and he's got gadgets for everything. He's like Tony Stark, except instead of making stuff, he buys stuff, which pretty big difference. He's hired Tony Stark essentially to work for him, to build him gadgets so he can go and fight crime. But yeah, Batman, he is just a very, very awesome character. And there's actually a comic, I think it's an unofficial one, but it's still a comic where he got a Green Lantern ring. And I believe the quote I heard about it, because giving a weapon that is based off of willpower and imagination to Batman seemed like a good idea. I personally haven't seen the comic. I've only seen mentions of it, but that does sound terrifying. Could you imagine someone with Batman's imagination running around with the ability to create anything that he can think of? That scares me. And that sounds like a very good transition into Green Lantern. I think if I could have a Green Lantern ring, for a long time, he was my favorite hero, because I was introduced to DC. I'm selling that. Before I was introduced to Marvel. And I still need to switch Shinigami in front. After this battle, I promise. And so seeing Green Lantern, he was so cool. I mean, back in the day, he was weak to the color yellow. So that was kind of lame. But at the same time, what you gonna do? He was still pretty awesome. But my favorite Green Lantern that I've seen from the comics and from the Justice League cartoons is the John... I can't think of his name. I want to say John Stewart. I think that is his name. Hal Jordan, John Stewart. Yes, John Stewart. It's been a really long time since I've watched it, so forgive me. But he's just so powerful, so confident. He's much more serious than Hal Jordan was, which I know in Spider-Man I enjoyed the levity a little more. So it might seem a little... I'm trying out thunder. A little biased, but I just... When we hit it, we land thunder. This is a move our Ghastly has needed. But I really do like that. The whole idea that he is an intergalactic police officer is pretty awesome. I haven't seen a ton of stuff where he's just specifically guarding the galaxy as opposed to Earth, because I think that makes more sense that they'd want him on Earth protecting people, because he's with the Justice League. But I just like the whole concept of that. I was really wowed when I found out that there were a lot of different ring types. There was green rings, the yellow rings, the red rings, which is powered by rage, yellow is fear, purple... I forget what purple is. Oh, well, I guess we'll be running into wild Pokemon again. Let's see here. Charmander! Oh, man, I wish we could catch a Charmander. I love Charmander, and I promise to switch out Shinigami. So, I'm going to do that. Right after this battle, I'm going to do that. There's the black ring, which is death. The pink one, which is love. Well, actually, we don't need to do that anymore. We're fine. A blue one, which is hope. I think, or was it sincerity? I think it's hope. I might be thinking Digimon. Which, that'll be a conversation for another day. orange, which is greed. What else is there? Indigo and purple. There's a lot of different rings. There's at least 8 different colors. I think I actually either own or have read a Green Lantern comic where one of the Green Lanterns temporarily gets access to all 8 of them. Or no, 7? I don't think Death was included in that. So yeah, all 7 rings. No one was happy about that. It's a Tuma! He grew to level 19! Beedrill, which... We're going to go into Ma Grizzly. Ma Grizzly will bite it. I'm not overly scared of this. I think at best he has Twin Needle, or maybe something I'm not scared of because he's 5 levels below me. Oh, that's right. I wasn't going to switch out Ma Grizzly because he was the same level as as Tuma. But this has been going on for quite a while. Oh, I didn't talk about my last hero. Okay, I'll do that real quick while we go through this cave. Last hero that I'm a big fan of, the Flash. Super speed is awesome. He's funny. He's got a lot of things that he can do with his super speed that I never would have thought of. Spinning his arms really fast to make tornadoes. Vibrating so that he can go through walls. In the TV show, he can throw lightning, which is interesting. That's terrifying. I don't want to stay in with Tuma. I don't want to lose to Tuma. Don't want to lose him at all. But Flash is another comedic one. It's amazing how I'm either really big fans of the funny ones or the very super serious ones. I think there's a hidden item over here. I don't know. It's another Kadabra. Let's just run away from it. We'll save ourselves the hassle of having him teleport after switching out. I think I am going to switch Ma Grizzly to the front. We'll do that right now. And then I'm going to end this episode off. Thank you for coming out and watching this, BZ people. First episode of the All-Star match went up this weekend. If you didn't see that, go check that out. We will be going to... We'll be getting to Cerulean City next episode, finishing up Mount Moon. There's not too much left. Thank you for coming to watch this. Leave a like, subscribe, answer the question of the day so we can have a conversation. I want to get to know you guys more too. And just remember, BZ people, Bork and Sim Gaming, flexible but still strong.